I could take a wild guess, but why don't you let Preds Nation know what you're looking for?
Any gray area in the NHL rules that would have allowed that goal to stand.
Preds tie the Colorado Avalanche 2-2. Oh, I'm sorry. That's what the score should have been going into overtime or a shootout tonight if it wasn't for the officiating crew. Preds lose 3-2 to the Colorado Avalanche. That is what hockey fans will see when they look back at the 2019-2020 version of the Colorado Avalanche or the Nashville Predators years from now on Wikipedia. Thanks to a stupid call, the Preds got screwed out of at least 1 point tonight. But we'll get into that later. Hope none of you missed the early start of this Preds game thanks to the debut of Nashville SC. All the best to them as they build their franchise. Preds Nation knows well what it's like for a franchise to be new and just starting. As well, Preds Nation knows what it feels like too many times, it seems, to be screwed over by an officiating crew by terrible calls. In the off-season, look for this channel to have a top 10 list that I have been working on of the worst calls to go against the Preds. Tonight will certainly be on that list. 2 days after avenging the Halloween nightmare to the Calgary Flames with an overtime thrilling victory on Thursday, the Preds look to continue that trend by avenging the beatdown they suffered back in November in Denver when the Avs rolled into Nashville for the first time this season. All the way until 8 minutes left to go in the first, the Avs have good pressure in the Preds zone and are collapsing and getting closer and closer on the Preds net when Girard gets a great chance to score one past Saros, but Saros sticks out the right pad and he keeps it out, keeping the game scoreless. First period would ultimately remain scoreless, a lot better for the Preds tonight than the first time that they played the Avs this season. In the second period, Preds create some solid pressure on Francouz of the Avs, but he is up to the task and is keeping the Preds at bay. Later, just under 7 minutes left to go in the second period, Gabriel Landeskog is to the right of Saros, and he's right on the goal line, and his puck finds the littlest hole to get through past Saros that it barely looks like it doesn't go in to the naked eye, but the refs call it a goal. They have a quick review. Fox Sports Tennessee really didn't show a good review that showed that the puck went in, but the refs say it's a goal and you can't do anything about it, so we move on. It's 1-0 Avs. Not a terribly bad goal given up by Saros, but he's got to try and hide all the holes possible when he's up against that right post. And those still debating on whether or not that first goal should have counted, well, it doesn't matter, as just over 2 minutes later, Martin Kaut beats Saros' glove side on a goal he definitely should have had, and it's 2-0 Avs. By the end of the second period, the Preds have had a power play chance, but are just not burying their chances in this game. And it's 2-0 Avs after 40 minutes. Fast forward to just over 5 minutes left to go in the third period. The amazing Cale Makar tries to put this game away for the Avs, putting them up 3-0 if this goal goes in. But Saros makes a great save. And then the Preds are in transition going the other way, as Victor Arvidsson gets loose, shakes off a defender, and he's in alone on Francouz and scores to put the Preds back in this game. Avs 2, Preds 1. Preds are back in this. Shortly thereafter, about 3.5 left to go in regulation, Dante Fabro takes the shot, and Colin Blackwell is being a good forward as he skates towards the net. He doesn't touch Francouz in net, but just gives him the perfect screen for Fabro's shot, trying to get a tip. When here comes Zadorov, pushing Blackwell and Francouz into the net with the puck. The puck is in, but the refs wave it off. And for good measure, the Preds have a penalty to kill as Colin Blackwell gets called for goalie interference. I cannot understand for the life of me how the officials cannot see that Zadorov is pushing Blackwell clear as day into Francouz. And how is Zadorov exactly getting away with this when he has the reputation for sneaky crap like this one? But at the same time, the point of replay is to get the call right, right? Sometimes refs make mistakes and replay is there to help them. But if the rule is not there like it should have in this case, then the refs have nothing to go on. This is something that the NHL has to address in the off season so refs can make judgment calls so other teams don't get screwed in perhaps a bigger game like what happened to the Preds in this game in the future. This is a league that still has an intent to blow call that cost a team a fair chance at a Stanley Cup. Let's not make any more mistakes, shall we, NHL? Crazy Kyle, Preds organist, knew what to do to help Preds fans in attendance vent their frustration after that goal was disallowed as he played If You're Happy and You Know It, but instead of yelling or acting Clap Your Hands, Preds fans in attendance chanted, "Refs suck!" Preds Nation better be getting a huge apology from Toronto tomorrow or at the latest Monday morning for this screw up. Fortunately, Preds would kill Colin Blackwell's goalie interference call off, but unfortunately, right after that, Eric Johnson would put this game away for the Avs with an empty net goal, and the Avs are up 3-1. Preds would eventually get that second goal that would officially count on the scoreboard as Calle Jarnkrok scored a goal with 2 seconds left to go in regulation, but it's too little too late and the Avs win the game 3-2. Preds still can't win more than 3 in a row for the first time since October of last fall. They are 6-2-1 in their last 9, which is still pretty good considering how tight things are in the Western Conference wildcard playoff race where every point is oh so crucial. As for an update on the standings, despite the fact that the Coyotes won in regulation today and the Flames and the Jets both lost along with the Preds, fortunately, after all the chaos in their game, are still in the second wild card spot. They didn't play a full 60-minute game tonight, and despite not doing that and help from the refs, they did fight back into that final whistle, and you have to give them credit for that. I'm certainly filled with a lot more confidence heading into the final 18 games of the season. That's just about under 22% left to go until the final home game in April, that this team has a fair chance at getting one of those 2 wildcard spots. Preds just have to shake off this loss tonight as they have a 4-game work week coming up, starting with the Oilers in Bridgestone on Monday, then off to one of 3 remaining games against the Minnesota Wild in St. Paul on Tuesday. It would just be nice if they would win or lose without zebra interference. So that's it for this video. Thank you very much for watching. As always, hit like if you liked this rant. Hit subscribe so you won't miss out on any other content that this channel puts out in the future. You can find my social media links by clicking the channel name. And tell all of your Preds friends the Preds got screwed out of a point tonight.